need? Why do we actually need technology managers in the industry? What is the role that they are playing, and what are the different industry parameters where they are being measured? The second is, who is the right fit for a program like this? And this could depend on your personal background, your education. What is it that can propel you into this field? So we'll talk about that. The third thing is the kind of job roles and positions you can aim at after you've done a course like this, or honestly, you can aspire to before you're doing this course. And the last and the most important bit is the actual ROI calculation of doing a program like this. So now that we know what we're talking about, let's meet our panelists. First, we have Saurabh Arora. He's an Associate Director at KPMG Lighthouse, which is the Global Center of Excellence for Data, AI, and Emerging Technologies. He has over 13 years of experience in business intelligence, analytics, data modeling, data warehousing, pre-sales, and his wealth of experience positions him uniquely to help us out and understand this field. Next, on the panel, we have Atish Shah. He is a senior director with us and heads the product team at Edology. He is the brain behind all these new products that you see, including the one we are discussing today. He is an alumni from IIM Lucknow. He started out as an investment banker and moved into education because of his passion for technology. Joining us later in the session would be Vishwa Mysore. He is the current student with our 22-23 batch of technology management, and we'll be able to hear firsthand from him the kind of experience he is having learning with us. So let's get right to the heart of the agenda. Big question and a one-word answer, Saurabh. Does the industry need technology managers?
Yes, of course, yes.
Good. So now let's dive in. So why does the industry need technology managers now?
So before I would like to make this a bit interactive. Means to get it started, do we understand exactly what is technology management? How does this term came out in the market? Means now we are doing up a complete program on this technology management. So basically, technology management helps us to organize effective interaction between a person and technology within a company. It helps us to optimize the resources which are to be used in a company. It helps us to organize a strategy which is with the best possible technologies that are coming in the way in the coming future, which has to be opted by an industry. These industries are of varied scales. It can be manufacturing, it can be logistics, it can be retail, it can be mining, it can be food processing, it can be automotive, it can be automobile manufacturing. So different industries have different parameters. They have different verticals to operate, and they have different verticals like finance, sales, procurement, raw material procurement. Then you have logistics, supply chain. So at today, each and every department is definitely dependent upon the technology that we are using right now. Even today, if I talk simply about the finance, there are multiple cycles related to it, where we have procure to pay, where we have AR, where we have AI. Then definitely there are RPAs that are running, which are automating up the processes in order to reduce the manual errors that are dependent upon the manual errors that were previously dependent upon the human. So that is where the new technologies are coming into the way to get that rolled off in the market, which helps us to increase the efficiency and leverage the best out of the coming technology that is there in the market. So this technology management consists of multiple components, and there are multiple stacks under which these components do follow. They comes under strategy, it comes under governance, it comes under technology operations, it comes under technology innovations as well. So in strategy, basically, what do? You define up a business plan, a strategy or technology forecasting. That is what you can say. A roadmap that my company is going to follow. And what is the technology portfolio around which my company is going to stick with? Like, for example, you must have been hearing about buzzwords like cloud. So there are multiple clouds that are being providing their services across. It can be GCPs of the world, it can be Azures of the world, it can be AWS of the world. So the tech stack has to be well defined, that which cloud are you going to stick with, because it is going to be there with your company's growth for at least 5 to 10 years down the line. Or it might be sometimes in the previous scenarios we have seen oracles as a ERP were ruling in the world, who have served a single organization. At least I have seen they are coming to the end of the life now after 25 years of their complete suit processing. Now they have been moving on to the cloud. So there are different pursuits on which the technology management and this structure plays a role. In technology innovation, there is research that and development that is there. Like just Ankita just introduced that I have been working with the Center of Excellence in our industry. Like KPMG has a Center of Excellence too. So there are Center of Excellence being defined, where we can integrate our intellectual property, where we can integrate our white papers, which helps us to reuse the materials or reuse the components that are being made, so that the next time if we are using up a particular software or making up a particular application, it reduces our time to do that. Then it's the governance. Are we doing the right standards, right policies, right compliances, right things that should be going along with the technology taking business ahead in the market? How is my performance management going? How is my vendor selection? That is what I said. It's up to you that how do you want to go ahead with a particular cloud set? Like, is it analytics? Is it GCP? Is it AWS? It's just a single example. So vendor selection is also, like KPMG also plays as a vendor for multiple companies, as well as we also hire vendors to get our work done. So it also, so that part comes under the technology cover. Then it's the business as usual, or BAU, you can say, or the technology operations that we do on a day-to-day basis, which includes your data management, database management, application management, software management, infra management, security management, key managements. uh, these are particularly components that fall under the purview of this technology management. So it is just a nutshell that I wanted to overview, that these are just the parts that come under the technology manager.
Sort of this nutshell was actually quite large, and you honestly told us every industry, every field, every function can use a technology manager.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So I know you helped us understand this quite well in terms of the application of where all somebody like a technology managing fit in. Can you also help us understand this with the help of a real life case study?
So in a real life case study, there are multiple real life case studies. I'll just pitch in with the two of them, which I personally have implemented. One is the data lake implementation and strategy that has been implemented. So in data lake implementation, so as you're seeing on the screen, this was from one of the client, Godfrey Phillips India Limited. So it was KPMG's first enterprise class data lake implementation that we did on Cloudera when we started data lake implementation. So before going ahead with this, let me explain you what is a data lake basically. So data lake is nothing but a collection of data from different raw sources. Then we curate the data. It can be structured. It means it can be a table or a column level data. It can be unstructured data, which includes PDF files, videos, and it can be images, and it can be semi-structured data, like the data coming right away from the poster JSON format, or it can be IoT data, the streaming data that is coming out of the machines. So all that data has been stored out as single place. Cloudera was the platform that was being used as a cloud technology. Then post that, it was data was being curated on the data warehouse, and then post that the data was being showcased on the Power BI, which was the front end layer of the data. Modules that we differently covered were finance, sales, supply chain, and logistics here. And post the implementation of this data lake from multiple different various sources. So we prepared a data mart, and then particularly pertaining to a different function of that particular industry, we definitely published the reports. ROI was in a company, different departments, finance, sales, logistics. At least 5 people used to prepare up a report and do the automation of the report for 10 days a month. And now that completely happens within 2 days for every department. So you are almost saving a month's effort for 20 people, at least 20 people. And that time is being used for strategizing up and increasing up their sales and operations, rather than wasting your time on doing the similar task again and again on a monthly basis. So one case study was this, the data lake implementation at GPI. The other one was with an alcohol-based company, Bev, where we had done their market analysis and how are they performing along with their market competitors. because they were having limited visibility on their sales performance across different corporate states, basically. And then there was a lack of insights about how my competitors are performing. What is my brand value in the market? Am I able to change my pack sizes? Am I able to change my bottling sizes? Am I able to change my branding so that it could help in better sales performance and better decision making? So KPMG definitely provided an ongoing support to the business teams. And with this insight, the business intelligence platform, that is the Click, was the business intelligence platform that was being used for their reporting purpose.
Thank you, Saurav, for sharing these two case studies with us. Now I'm going to pose my next question to Atish. Atish, can you provide us some insights into the career journeys of professionals who have successfully transitioned into tech management roles?
Sure, Ankita. And what I would like to say here is that the career progression for a lot of people depends on where they are currently in their stage of the career. So if someone is, at a stage where they are probably a software developer, they are set to gain a lot of skill sets they need to gain a lot of skill sets in the fields of, let's say, AI or machine learning, or even, product management or project management, for instance, right? And those skill sets will enable them to progress much further into their career, into roles like kind of senior leadership or senior manager role in the world of technology. So when someone has a target of becoming a CTO or a CIO, a narrow, I would say, skill base or knowledge base in software development will not just work. They need to have a far wider base in terms of understanding what are the various other technologies that exist in the world today, whether it's cloud computing, whether it's cybersecurity, whether it's IoT, blockchain, metaverse. Things are just rapidly moving forward in today's world as far as tech is concerned. And everyone needs to be updated and keep themselves, skilled in some of these areas. At least they should know what these, technologies can do for companies if they want to progress further in their careers towards more of a CTO, a CIO, or even a chief digital officer role, which has come into existence over the last few years. And essentially, when we look at a person moving forward from where they are today, let's say someone with 5 to 7 years of experience, they have a career which is going to progress over the next 20 years, where they have to keep themselves constantly upskilled as technology changes. And the first thing to do is understand these technologies, understand how they impact business, and move forward from there.
Sure, Atish. Thank you. Now, so I think there are some questions coming in right now where people are asking, is it useful for somebody who is in the mobile wireless network professional, if there is somebody like that, if there is somebody from a non-tech background? So one little piece of crucial information that I want to share with everyone is, see, technology management is not limited to a certain profile or a certain background. As Saurabh pointed out right in the beginning, a technology manager can be a fit in any organization and in any function from work. So I can see there are people also asking that somebody is a debt manager, somebody who's already at mid-level. Atish, would you want to just expand on this a little and tell us how does it work for tech candidates and non-tech candidates?
Sure. So as far as non-tech candidates are concerned, again, today the world has rapidly changed, right? When we look at areas like, for instance, finance or marketing, they are now largely tech-driven. Look at what generative AI has done to the world over the last 8 to 9 months now, right? A huge number of industries, a huge number of job roles have been revolutionized. And a lot of job roles are actually going to disappear, and new ones are going to come up in their place, which will require that person to be able to leverage technology and to be able to use that technology to make their work better and to benefit their organization. If we look at where finance was, or BFSI as an industry was maybe about 10, 15 years ago, and today where everything is actually driven by technology in the world of finance. So whether it's, lending, or it's payments, or it's even collections, or even insurance, a lot of these areas have been completely revolutionized and optimized by the use of technology like AI and data science and cloud computing. So for someone who's in a non-tech role, it is also very important for them to be able to understand these technologies so that they know where and how to leverage them, and they don't become, outdated in the current market. Today, we may be doing this webinar physically, but probably in a few years, this webinar will be done by our avatars using metaverse and using generative AI. We won't even be here, right? So this is the pace at which the world is changing, and all of us need to be at pace with that.
No, even in fact, I would just like to add on to your Atish. There have been fashion stores that have come up that if you are going to try up a t-shirt or a shirt, you don't have to
Yeah.
go and again change that shirt. There will be different. You will be given an avatar in the room, and definitely you can select up the color, and everything would be changing based upon that. And once you finalize it out, a sales guy from the outside would be knowing that you are trying out this shirt pattern, and he will give you the shirt for the actual try instead of
True.
changing it again and again. So it has revolutionized. Actually, it has revolutionized.
Yes. And industries which people are not even aware have completely changed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Atish and Saurabh, for this very interesting answer. To everybody who's attending, diverse backgrounds bring fresh perspective and the ability to tackle industry-specific challenges. So wherever you're coming from a specialized niche which you understand. So I believe that coupled with technology management can actually get you to beautiful places in the future. All right, now we are getting to the main question, the ROI question. And this is where, Atish, I am looking at you. What is the ROI of doing a technology management program? Can you also help us understand how we calculate the ROI in this context?
Sure. So I think, ROI comes from, various factors. One is obviously the financial ROI, right? What am I earning today? What am I going to pay to learn something like this? And what am I going to get as an outcome? And the second ROI is what do I gain in terms of the learning, the knowledge base, the skill sets? And the third ROI is what do I gain from, learning and networking with my peers in this program and with my faculty, right? So from a financial ROI perspective, it's very simple. Today, a software developer with 5-7 years of experience probably earns in the region of about 15-20 lakhs per annum, right? Now, when this person goes through a program like this, specializes in, let's say, AI and data science, or specializes in cloud computing, and obviously builds in all the other skill sets which are part of this program, like product management, project management, in terms of strategy management, or even building in an innovative mindset, or gaining the leadership skills that come as part of the boot camp that we do in this program, right? That person can significantly move up in their career path across the career ladder. So when a person has specialized, let's say, in AI and data science, and goes on to become an AI product manager or a cloud computing, architect somewhere, they can easily look at a 50 to 75% hike in their salaries, right? And that's pretty much in the region of about another 8 to 15 lakhs as far as someone with 5 to 7 years experience is concerned. But a lot of people also come with maybe 15-20 years of experience, right? And for them, the goal is to become a senior leader in the technology area, to become, let's say, a senior technology consultant, or to become a CIO or a CDO or a CTO. And there the salaries can easily reach CR or 1 crore or plus above that, right? So
Right.
there's obviously this rising and huge demand that is there for tech management professionals, people who understand technology and also have the managerial and leadership skill sets. Now, it's quite obvious that a person like this is quite suitable for a job in, let's say, the large tech companies or the ITS services area. But a lot of people also get surprised to know that consulting is a big recruitment area for them. And a huge number of people actually don't know that companies like KPMG and their peers actually have large technology consulting practices, which hire and recruit thousands of people, right? So that's a big place where someone with a technology management background and skill set can actually get a job. And
In fact,
as
I'm belonging to that
also,
advisory consulting practice. Sorry to
yes, good. Yes. And I'd expect you to also maybe speak a little bit about KPMG's technology consulting practice. So that would give people an idea here.
Sure.
And obviously, as I already spoke, industries are getting completely changed. So finance, healthcare, that's a, vast place for someone to utilize their technology skill sets. Of course, one outlier kind of role is where Netflix was hiring for a AI product manager, offering almost $1 million in salary, right? But these jobs may be a little rare, such jobs may be a little rare, but definitely there are a huge number of jobs which will pay anything between 75 lakhs to 1.5 CR in India.
Thank you, Atish, for laying this out so clearly. I think a lot of people would be very interested to know these numbers. So, Atish, from here, I actually want to move to a little about the program. So, what are the standout features of the technology management program that Technology offers with KPMG in India? What is it that sets it apart from other similar programs in the market?
Sure. So I think first and foremost is the fact that this is a program which combines technology and management into a single program. Today, you can, let's say, learn cloud computing in a separate program. You can learn AI and data science in a separate program, or you can go and do an MBA for managerial skill sets. But there's not a single program in the market which can combine all these skill sets into one. And the whole goal of this program is to upskill people from, let's say, a middle management kind of level to a senior leadership kind of level in the technology area. And that's where what we have done at Etalogy is that we have built this program in such a way that people gain the maximum value out of that. And that's where we bring in global experts who will teach here. People who are experts in their areas like digital transformation, like digital product management, globally. And apart from obviously the KPMG experts like Saurabh, for instance, right? So they get to learn a lot from people who have been there and done that in the industry today. Alongside that, there's the networking. So I spoke about the ROI that one gets from networking with not just the KPMG leaders or the global experts who are teaching here, but also your own peers in this program. People who have also spent, let's say, 10, 15 years in industry in various roles, right? You get to learn a lot from them. So you may come from, let's say, a non-tech background, but when you are sitting and learning with a person who has spent some time in technology, you get to learn something very, very new. And if you are coming from a tech background and you get to spend time with someone who's into a managerial capacity or a functional role, you also get to learn things which you probably never did before. Alongside that kind of networking, then you also get, career mentorship, where you have career counseling, career mentorship by industry experts, by KPMG mentors. You get personal growth mapping as to how you can move forward in your career from where you are currently. And obviously career-oriented workshops towards resume building and interview building, right? There are also kind of capstone projects which are going to be mentored by KPMG, where you are actually going to work on a project either in cloud computing or AI and data science, and you get one-to-one guidance from KPMG themselves. Right. Obviously, there are all the other factors like, weekend-based learning, live classes, each class being recorded so that if you have missed something, you can easily go back and go through it again. So there's a whole host of benefits and facilities which has been built into this program, and to make it a very exclusive program.
So Atish, I'm going to move on to the next question, which is, what is the focus of the course curriculum? And how do we go about teaching all these important topics that will shape the future of our learners?
So I think over this period of 10 months that a person will actually be learning with us and with KPMG, they'll be learning a lot of things, like starting with the very basics, very fundamentals, like business fundamentals. So what's happening in the world of marketing today? What's happening in the world of finance or HR today? What are the new things going on over there? How to actually work with data, right? If you are given data, you need to solve business problems with that. So how do you actually analyze that data and figure out, what is the potential solution to that problem that you are facing? Then we actually take people through a very in-depth module on the new age tech ecosystems, which may be, things like blockchain, AI, cloud, cybersecurity, IoT, etc. Give them a very in-depth overview on all of these technologies so that they become very familiar with what each one of them can do and how to use them. Then global experts come in and teach things like digital transformation, how to create IT strategies, technology strategies, how to work on digital projects, how to manage digital projects, and how to create digital products. And also, very importantly, building in a innovative and entrepreneurial mindset, which is not just for entrepreneurs, but is also for any kind of leader in today's world, where they have to understand how to make the most out of limited resources. Right? And eventually, as I mentioned earlier, people specialize either in cloud and big data or in data science and AI, post which they work on a capstone project. So this enables people to learn a very, I would say, into diverse areas of management and technology, and combine the two of them to become a techno manager.
Atish, can you also throw a little light on the boot camp that happens for this program?
So during this program also, there are a couple of boot camps that will be held in person with our partner university UPS in Dehradun, a very fantastic and picturesque campus where people will get to spend about 2 or 3 days each during the boot camp. And they will learn also from leadership coaches and KPMG mentors. So that's a place where we actually give them a lot of leadership skill sets and knowledge that they can use to become better managers and better people managers too.
Sure. So Atish, the next question is, who is the right fit for the program? And why they should come in from diverse backgrounds and actually opt for technology management?
So I think part of that question, both Saurabh and I have already answered as to the fact that, techno management or technology management is something that everyone needs to be well versed with. Whether you come from a non-tech background or a tech background, that doesn't really matter. So if you look at, our past cohort, about 59% people came in with an IT background or a tech background, but there were still 41% people who did not have a technology background at all. And through the feedback that we have received from the people who are going through that cohort, is that both of them are very comfortable with what is being taught. So it's not that one needs a technology background to learn this, or one needs to have a functional or managerial background to understand some of the managerial aspects. It's something where, both will be fairly comfortable. Of course, this program is more ideal for someone who has maybe more than 5 years of experience, right, in whichever field it may be in, so that they are able to leverage it through their career growth.
Atish, I think I'm going to pick up a quick question in the middle here, because Amit from the audience has asked, can we project the ROI for a finance guy who has around a decade of experience, and what are his or her chances of actually transitioning into technology management?
Okay. So, if you're working in finance, the world of fintech is completely open for you. Today, entire, process of offering loans is completely done through technology. I no longer have to visit a bank and say that, hey, here's my application, here are my ton of documents, and can you give me a loan or not? Today, I can apply for a loan online and have it granted or rejected within a few seconds. And who does that? That is done through technology, and more specifically through AI and data science, right? So it's not a person who's sitting at the back end taking a decision on my application any longer. It's the data science system or the AI system which is taking that decision. Right?
So just to add on here, sorry, 1 second. So the finance specialist who has done a decade of his career in finance, You must be aware how GST has been filed today. Government is making millions and millions just by online transactions. So GST is completely filed by the online transactions, and it's completely based on technology that is running at the back end. Nobody does a cash transactions on the GST filing, right?
Correct. And it's not just lending, as Saurabh mentioned, GST transactions, GST filing, the world of payments, it's the world of even accounts payables and account receivables, which is completely being changed by technology. Right. So for someone who spent a lot of time in finance, you bring a domain knowledge and experience of the finance world. Now, what you need to do is bring in that layer of understanding of technology, and then you are able to definitely work in the world of fintech, where salaries, as I understand, are much higher than plain vanilla finance.
Sure. Adarsh, one more question I'm going to squeeze in here before we move on is a number of people have also asked, is there a career counseling or a mentoring section I can have before I take this decision of joining the course so that I can understand how I can build my career?
In fact, I would say that's absolutely necessary because one, we also want to know whether this program is a right fit for you and whether you are a right fit for this program, right? Each cohort of ours in this program is an exclusively chosen one of about 25 to 30 people. And we definitely want to make sure that those 30 people are right for this program. And this program is also going to help you in the future. Because if this program doesn't help you, then we don't really gain from this. And, we don't want to make this a 1 or 2 cohort program. This is going to be a lifelong or a, years long program that we want to run. So definitely we would love to interact and understand your background, your experience, and see how we can help you best here.
So Atish, can you also help the people understand what are the places that our learners end up working at after they move out from a program like this?
Sure. So, in one of the earlier slides, we mentioned some of the industries where people work and where even people come from to learn this program. But some of the, companies where people can definitely work are companies in the consulting area like Deloitte or even KPMG or EY, or their kind of companies. Technology companies like DXC or IBM, are large recruiters for technology management professionals. Then there are KPOs like Genpact, for instance, which will also be recruiting people. And then, of course, there are corporates like, and that could be in any kind of industry, whether it's IPCA or DuPont or Medtronic. So corporates obviously are going through a significant phase of digital transformation, and a transformation which seems never ending because technology keeps changing, right? So there's constant demand for people who understand it.
Sure. Adarsh, so there is another question. I think both you and Saurabh can take this one up. So Abu from the audience is asking, can you please cover a few more transition stories from sales, client support, or SaaS? What is the kind of transition that people can look at from these industries?
So when we look at sales and support, obviously, there's an area of which is also known as technology sales, for instance, right? And for someone to be able to sell technology products or services, they definitely need to understand how technology works. And at the same time, they also need to move forward in their career by learning some of these managerial and leadership skill sets. So this program is actually a right fit for someone like that because it brings them forward in terms of their career, and it also enables them to change their career from whatever kind of sales they are doing into a more aspirational and high-end technology sales area.
Sure.
Saurabh, if you have anything to add on that field.
No, that's absolutely bang on, Atish, that you have said, because every field is getting changed. Even sales is getting digitized. Even sales is getting modernized. Even the modern trade that we are setting into have different kiosks that are being laid out. So definitely, sales, marketing, everything has been modernized and everything has been digitized to an extent. So definitely, that's a perfect answer that you have given.
Absolutely. And SaaS is anyways the entire world of software as a service, where technology management is actually the core.
Sure. And can you also just touch upon non-tech sales backgrounds?
Sure. So, I mean, the whole point was, if someone is coming from a non-tech sales background, then through this course, they can actually move towards SaaS sales and technology sales. That's the point I was trying to make.
Sure. Thank you, Atish. Our audience today has a lot of questions, and I'm glad we are able to have this interactive session where I'm able to squeeze in a couple of questions after every slide so that the conversation actually keeps on going. So, Saurabh, now I'm turning to you. Help the audience understand the role of KPMG India Lighthouse in this whole program. What is the value add that is coming? What is the knowledge that is coming?
So just let me explain you what is Lighthouse basically, uh, and why we have been awarded Lighthouse. So Lighthouse is the research, data and analytics and artificial intelligence and upcoming technologies, emerging technologies wing that is there in KPMG. So KPMG does with any other business like tax, audit, forensics, then GRCS. These are other, and then government. Everything has a different business or objective. So we are a part of KPMG that does data analytics and emerging technologies. And KPMG India was the seventh firm across the KPMGs of the world that are present in 160 countries around the world who have been awarded this lighthouse as a brand. And we are the third largest lighthouse across the globe. And being lighthouse, we offer different uh, services and different technical solutions to the clients, which revolves around data strategy, data platforms, data governance and data management, process mining, AI/ML in cloud, that is artificial intelligence and machine learning in cloud, and last but not least, the data visualization, which I already have given you a glimpse that how that data visualization is done on different technologies like Click, Power BI, Tableau. Then if I talk about cloud data platforms, like we have touched based upon GCP's data lake implementations, AWS and Azure as a technology. Data governance and data management is another big stream where people are struggling with the quality of data because now the companies are moving towards digitization. So whatever raw or garbage data was there, how that data has been maintained in a qualitative manner so that it can be processed and it can be curated and it can be used as a source to get out a particular right insight from that data. Now, if I talk about process mining, there are flaws. We have just heard a couple of words from my mouth like P2P cycle, purchase to procure to pay cycle, order to cash cycle. So there are different steps being involved into it. However, there can be a different specific time or task being involved into a particular step that has to be completed within a span of time. So that particularly is not being corrected in multiple industries. So for that correctness, we use process mining. And just to give you a glimpse of lighthouse practice, we are, by the way, now we are 1,000 plus team members. It's not no more 900 now. Now we have crossed 1,000 plus team members, out of which we have served 120 plus clients. We are the third largest team that I have already told you. And now we are not 250, we are 350 plus cloud certified professionals, which covers across GCP, Azure, and AWS. 150 plus cloud certified data engineers. I myself is DP203. That is Microsoft Azure DP203 and GCP Cloud, G- Google Cloud Platform certified database engineer. 150 plus visualization experts and 40 plus process analysts who are working in this practice across India.
Saurabh, that shows a very big hiring streak happening right here at KPMG that we see. We better get our cohort out and running very quickly. So, Saurabh, then help us understand, why did KPMG collaborate with Idology for this program?
So we found that Idology has a right set of selection process, right set of mindset, and right set of the training material that could be used in order, which has been required in the upcoming days and in the upcoming times with the evolving of the technology. And I think the core structure that has been designed by Idology and the faculty that has been taken by the Idology for the students who are there, and the way of teaching and the way how the curriculum is to be defined and delivered, we found it fine. That's why KPMG as a brand collaborated with Idology. to support in its curriculum and help the cohort get developed better.
Sure. Saurabh, you're also an instructor with us in this program. So help us understand what your experience has been like, and what is it that you would like to convey to the listeners who are contemplating if we should join this program or not, because there are other institutes like MIT, ISB. I'm reading off a question from Rahul in the audience who says there are top institutes like MIT, ISB, LSB, UC Berkeley who are also offering similar courses. So what has your experience been as an instructor in this program, and how is it holding an edge over other colleges and other programs in the industry?
So see, I would be very candid, and I would not be covering the second part of the question because I'm not there to do a competition between the strategy, how Edology and KPMG collaboration is doing ahead, or with ISB or the other colleges of the world. However, I would be focusing on what best I have found in the students while being an instructor, and would also suggest why should we join. With the answer to join Edology, I have already told you. But what best I found was I was an instructor in one of the advanced Excel training program that was being conducted about a couple of weeks back. So I found that whatever I was teaching, maximum of the students were aware of the terminologies, maximum of the students were aware of. It was a guest lecture for me, by the way, on Saturdays. So I was being there as a guest lecture. So I was just teaching them about the advanced analysis that can happen on Excel, how they can use and how they can make up charts, how they can visualize the data in a better manner. So the students were already very much aware. So the kind of questions that those students were asking were pretty much relevant. They were even aware about the softwares like Power BI. They have made charts on Power BI, and they had made visualization. They were aware of the keys, that is foreign key, primary key relationship at the back end of the model. So those students were aware. So I could easily found out that yes, these guys are knowing the concepts of warehousing. These guys are knowing the concepts of the relational database modeling, which impressed me a lot. So yes, this was the kind of structure that I was never expecting. But I found it really good. That's why I would suggest that yes, we have the right structure and right curriculum that is there in place in etology.
So I'll just build on that, Saurabh. So Rahul, your question that there are multiple top institutes across the world and even in India are offering similar programs. I won't call them similar programs. Yes, you will find some programs in the area of digital transformation. You'll find some programs in data science and AI, some in cloud computing. But a program which offers whatever we are doing here, I don't think there's hardly anything available in the market. Also, many of these top institutes, the value they have built in is through their regular university model, right? Where people apply and are chosen through very rigorous entry criteria. That same criteria does not exist as far as their online programs are concerned. So today, anyone and everyone can do an online program from, ISB or an IIM or even some of the foreign universities. And hence the value of the certification and the knowledge that you get from these programs reduces very, very significantly versus what their offline models offer, right? Whereas when you look at a program like this from KPMG, and Saurabh, correct me if I'm wrong, you will not find this program anywhere else, right? From KPMG.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. At the same time, this is a program, as I have already mentioned, that we will exclusively choose a few people to attend each and every batch, right? So in a year, you probably won't have more than 60 to 90 people graduating from this course, which makes you even more of an exclusive asset as far as the outside world is concerned. Versus, even hundreds and thousands of people walking around with an IIM or ISB certification. So there's a difference in the exclusivity of what you are getting.
Sure, Rakesh. I think that really helps us understand where people can think of going. Saurabh, I'm just looking at this one last slide that we had of how Lighthouse is working across sectors, across companies. And I think this can also, if you help us understand this, I think this is also where the people who attend this course can look at reaching or working with.
So actually, there is a very short list of clientele that you have mentioned. It's just showing you the financial sector clients. However, we are working with retail, we are working in FMCG sector, we are working with the financial sector that I mentioned out here. I'll name up some of the retail clients like GPI, Ebenwave, Whirlpool, Samsung's. All these are our clients where KPMG is serving them. Then in mining industry, we are working with JSW. We have worked with Jubilant Bhartiya Group in their life science chemicals. I myself was been involved into their nuclear medicines, report transformation and MIS automations. Pharmaceutical sector, yes, we have worked across. We have been working with poultry industry, India's third largest poultry industry, like IB Group, based out of Chhattisgarh, is one of our clients. So this is a long list of clientele that we are working with. And if we talk about the technology collaborations, we have collaborated with Microsoft, Azure, Google Cloud, Cloudera, Spark, Databricks, Celonis as a process mining tool. Then if you talk about Tableau, Power BI, and Click as a visualization tool, Hadoop. So all the market leaders in the technology are our platinum and premium partners whom we collaborate and provide our services along with.
Sure. Saurabh, there's also a couple of questions asking, is KPMG hiring from this course?
Of course, it depends. Yes, we do, but it depends upon the quality, what is being delivered at the time of interview, and definitely there's a process of it. But yes, we do.
Sure. One quick question that somebody has asked: why are we asking for a minimum work ex of 3 to 5 years for this program?
So I'll tell you, once you're a fresher into an industry, you you just need at least 8 to 10 months to understand the function, what you are being into, and what the company is doing. So get the proficiency out of it after 10 months. You need 2 years to get yourself adjusted in what the kind of roles and responsibilities and kind of promotions that you gain after a year or two would give you would give you the exposure to an industry. So after 5 years, you gain an experience of your competitors and or of your inner circle and other functions that are present in your company, that how these functions integrate to help a company run better. So at least 5 years will help you to get an insight of a complete corporate life, that how your journey from a fresher to an overall experience would help you to understand. So that's why minimum experience of 5 years should be there in order to understand how a service line can function, how a different function can be used, can be digitized, or how they can use technology. That's the reason.
Sure, Saurabh. I think I'll keep picking up more questions. One more question before I introduce our student from the current batch. Somebody's mentioned that their work experience is 17 years in the IT industry as a test manager, not fully technical, but has awareness and but not hands-on learning in these areas. And they are thinking, is this a good fit for them?
Yes, absolutely. I would say, because Atish, you want to take it?
Yeah, sure. So, you probably work as a manual testing manager in the IT industry, right? And let's be, I'll be a little blunt here. Testing as a field, as a vertical, is something that is getting automated out very, very quickly, right? Whether it's RPA or AI, a lot of software testing, etc., is going to get automated. And hence, for someone like you, opportunities going forward in that current field are going to be significantly limited, right? So it's best that you upskill yourself right now itself in various other technologies so that you are future proof.
Sure. Thank you, Atish, for taking that. Now, I think this is a good time to introduce Vishwa Mysore. He is a dedicated learner and a project manager specializing in space technology at ITCA. Vishwa embarked on his educational journey with us last year in 2022, and we have the privilege of listening to him directly about his first-hand experience from this course. So, welcome to the discussion, Vishwa.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. That was great. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here to share my journey through my the learning experience here. To kick off things, I would like to introduce myself as Vishwa Mysore, and I have dedicated this past 2 decades of my life to ever dynamic and ever changing, challenging world of software engineering. Actually, I had an opportunity to a very diverse range of projects, collaborate with the brilliant minds, and embrace the changes, technology changes, revolutions that have shaped our world. Thank you. Thank
So
you.
what made you choose this program?
Good question. And actually, Saurabh and Atish has given the great insight about this program. But having said that, I have my own reasons why I have joined this program. Relevance to my career goals. The program is well aligned, perfectly aligned with my career aspiration. I want to be update myself and skill myself. As one of our friend was asking, I am a test manager and I'm in the finance and domain and I'm not able to grow myself. You can get into this program, understand the new technologies, gain some knowledge, upskill yourself, and grow professionally. That's very much important, right? Skill enhancement and career goals are very much important. And networking opportunity. This program provides you, it's a great platform to connect with your peers, industry experts, like KPMG is coming in and a lot of people from KPMG, industry experts are coming in, connect with them. That's really invaluable today in a professional world today. And if I look at one more thing is flexibility. So the program gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of scheduling and learning modes. It accommodates my work commitments, allow me to continue my education without any disruption for my career.
So Vishwa, tell us a little about the kind of specific skills or knowledge that you've gained in these last few months.
Okay. Actually, for me, techno-managerial classes have been revelation, to be very frank. They have provided a complete, fresh perspectives, exposed to me to the latest industry trends like AI, data science, dealing with data. I never did that actually. I have worked on a lot of software engineering projects. Unfortunately, I did not work on the dealing with data and digital transformation and all those things. But if I get into the subjects dealing with data, strategic management, digital transformation, digital product management, these are all the new things which I'm getting the really different perspective, and that will be very useful for my career going forward.
Yeah. Vishwa, how was your boot camp experience in Dehradun?
I did my PG course in Mysore University, and I was under the impression that the campus itself was great, and I've never seen that campus. After seeing this UPSC campus, it's very picturesque and beautiful, and the way you guys have treated us is awesome. Of course, it was challenging traveling all the way from Bangalore to Dehradun, and also it was rewarding. I had a completely different perspective about my peers now, and I am able to connect with them and gain some knowledge from them, and also give some knowledge to them. That's very much important, right? Meeting them in person was good.
Sure. So, any message to the listeners who are thinking of embarking on a similar journey as yours?
As I told earlier, see, in my 2 decades of my journey, I have seen the lot of technology changes which is happening, and embrace the technology which is coming in, understand and upskill yourself, understand, and there is a lot of challenges which is also up there for us to solve using this technology. So what I say is, embrace the challenge and adopt these technologies and make sure that the world is better place to stay. And once you sign up for this, stay committed. Commitment is the key success. Of course, you guys are in concentrating on focusing on your career, but stay dedicated. Commitment is very much required, and seek support if it is required. Don't hesitate to seek support from your peers, from your industry experts here, and also from the ideology people. And
Please,
sorry,
please,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm telling that there is a lot of emphasis is made on practical learning. Actually, I never worked on Power BI, and it is awesome tool. I was able to work on that and applying that, understanding how the real world scenarios works, and how the data can be looked into in a different way. That was awesome. So this journey. Embarking this journey was awesome.
Thank you, Vishwa. We are so glad that you're having an amazing experience with us.
Thank you.
There are a lot of questions which we've not been able to answer in this conversation, and we are almost reaching 8 o'clock. We just have 5 minutes left. So, guys, please put in all the questions that we have. We have your details. We will arrange a call back over the next few days, and we will make sure that we answer your questions personally. If required, we'll be happy to arrange a one-on-one mentoring session. Maybe probably have a call with Atish himself, and he can help answer some of your questions, maybe help chart your personal growth so that both you understand how this course can work for you and how you can grow. And also this will work as a selection mechanism. Having a conversation with us to understand that are you a good fit? Will you also add value to all the other peers who are part of this program? Sometimes it's about having the right group so that not just the instructors, but you also learn from your peers. And one more way to experience this is a link that we have shared in the chat, which is a recording from one of the live classes that we had with an international faculty. She's Nicola Dorling, and she's a senior VP at SAP. So you can watch a small class here. The link is there in the chat to understand what a normal class in this program looks like. So now I'm going to ask for just parting statements from Saurabh and Atish and Vishwa. So Saurabh, let's hear it. How would you like to sum up?
It was a pleasure hosting this webinar. Thank you so much for giving me a chance. And as Vishwa said, anything definitely needs a commitment, and definitely commitment and dedication are the key ways where you get success. So definitely you need to, if you are doing something, do it with full commitment, or else don't do it. Thank you.
Agreed with Saurabh, and definitely I would like each and every one of you here to evaluate whether this program is the right one for you, and we are here to help you to do that. So feel free to connect whenever you want to, and we'll be happy to take you through that journey.
Sure. Vishwa?
I would say happy learning, and it will be a great experience for you guys, connecting with the faculty, classmates, and share your career aspirations, exchange ideas, insights that can enrich your learning and journey going forward, I believe. That's it. Thank you. Thanks for your time. And thank you for inviting me for this webinar.
Thank you everyone who joined in. It was a pleasure to have such an engaged audience asking so many beautiful questions. And thank you to our panelists for answering each one of them with equal patience and grace. Thank you so much. We will make sure we arrange another such webinar soon. In the meantime, please do check out the recording that we've shared. Still post in any questions that we have. We'll be happy to get on a call with you quickly, maybe even tomorrow, to help you understand what this is, or any other questions that you might have. We'll have a program manager talk to you and help you understand what your journey can be like. So thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you have a great evening after this, and good night. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.